When we talk about Middle East oil, there's always one image that comes to mind, right? A huge tanker just squeezing its way through the Strait of Hormuz. It's been called the world's most critical choke point for decades. But what if I told you there's a whole hidden network of shortcuts? A series of pipelines and routes that completely redraw the energy map we thought we knew. Let's dig in.
This is it. This is the nightmare question that keeps energy strategists and world leaders up at night. I mean, so much of the global economy relies on oil flowing freely through that one single point. If it closes, even for a little while, the shockwaves would be felt everywhere. But the story of how the region has been preparing for that exact scenario, well, that's where things get really fascinating.
And our first stop has to be with the biggest player in the region, Saudi Arabia. They built this absolutely incredible piece of infrastructure for one primary reason: to give themselves a strategic escape hatch.
It's called the Petroline. And really, you can just think of it as a 1,200-kilometer steel river of oil, buried right under the desert. So instead of loading all their tankers in the Persian Gulf and sending them through Hormuz, this pipeline lets them pump crude oil directly overland, all the way to the other side of the Arabian Peninsula.
Okay, now look at these numbers, because the scale of this thing is just staggering. Check out that capacity, up to 5 million barrels per day. To give you some perspective, that's more than enough to cover the entire daily oil needs of a huge industrial country like Japan or Germany. So this isn't just some minor little backup plan. It's a massive, genuine strategic asset.
And this is where you really see the genius of it. So if you're sending oil to Europe the old-fashioned way, you've got 3 potential choke points to worry about: the Strait of Hormuz, then the waters around Yemen, and finally the Suez Canal. The Petroline, it just completely bypasses all 3. It delivers the oil straight to the Red Sea, where it's a much shorter and much safer journey west.
So you see, the really crucial point here isn't just about saving a few days of sailing time. This is a huge deal for national and global energy security. Whenever tensions flare up in the Persian Gulf, the Petroline becomes Saudi Arabia's vital insurance policy. It's what guarantees their most important export can still get out to the rest of the world, no matter what.
All right, let's move on to our next shortcut. Because if you thought the Petroline was interesting, this next one, oh man, this one has a geopolitical backstory that sounds like it was ripped straight out of a spy novel.
This is the Eilat Ashkelon Pipeline. And just looking at it on a map, its purpose is brilliant. It cuts right across Israel, linking the Red Sea directly with the Mediterranean. But the story of why it was built, and especially who built it, that is just incredible.
Just look at this timeline for a second. Can you believe it? Back in the 1960s, Iran and Israel were actually allies. They built this pipeline together as a clever workaround to get Iranian oil to Europe without dealing with the Suez Canal. Then, of course, 1979 happens. The Iranian Revolution flips the board completely. Allies become bitter enemies, Israel takes full control of the pipeline, and it turns into this massive international dispute that's still going on today. It's a physical relic of a forgotten alliance, now operated in extreme secrecy.
And here is the truly brilliant part of its design. The pipeline is bidirectional. It can pump oil backwards from the Mediterranean to the Red Sea. So this doesn't just make it an alternative to Suez for oil going to Europe, it's also an alternative for oil coming from, say, Russia or North Africa that's headed to Asia. It's a genuine two-way bridge between continents.
So when you kind of zoom out and stop looking at these as just individual projects, and you see them as part of a bigger system, a whole new picture of the region's energy logistics starts to come into focus.
You see, what we really have isn't just one choke point with a single backup. It's actually a layered system with 3 totally different shortcuts. You've got the Saudi pipeline, the Israeli pipeline, and the classic Suez Canal in Egypt, all giving you different options. It's this strategic redundancy that is the real secret to the region's resilience.
And yeah, this quote just absolutely nails it. It's not about one single choke point anymore. It's much more like a complex motorway network, right? With different exits and interchanges that you can use to get around a traffic jam or a total blockade. It provides this incredible level of flexibility that most people just have no idea even exists.
But if you think a secret network of pipelines is where this story ends, well, there's one more idea on the table. And this one is on a whole other level.
Okay, forget pipelines for a minute. What if you could just build a new ocean passage from scratch?
That's right. The most ambitious idea out there isn't a pipeline at all,
but literally carving a brand new canal straight through the Saudi desert. We're talking about a monumental feat of engineering, all designed to create a direct competitor to the Suez Canal. Now, for now, it's just a concept, but it leaves you with this final, really powerful question. In a world that we think is defined by geographic limits, what happens when a nation has the wealth and the will to just create a new one?